Warning: Meta is building the world's largest AI-specific supercomputer. Facebook's owner wants to develop AI models that recognize speech, translate languages, and power 3D environments with amazing computational capacity. What are supercomputers, and how are they different from a normal computer? What is the RSC? What changes can the RSC bring about? And what is the role of supercomputers and RSC in the metaverse? Is the supercomputer market growing? Hey folks, welcome back to Next Tech Ventures. We are back with another interesting video. Today, we're going to talk about Meta building the world's largest AI-specific supercomputer. So without any further ado, let's get into the video right away. Meta, which owns Facebook, said last week in January it is making an AI supercomputer called the AI Research Supercluster, or RSC, to make better speech recognition tools, automatically translate between different languages, and help build its 3D virtual metaverse. The company said that by the middle of 2022, this will be the fastest supercomputer in the world. It is said that the device will speed up AI research and help build the metaverse, which will be the next big computing platform. That machine was made in 2017 and ran on 22,000 powerful graphics processing units, or GPUs. Even though GPUs were made for playing games, they are very good tools for training AI models. The experiences we're building for the metaverse require a lot of computing power, like quadrillions of operations per second, said Mark Zuckerberg, chairman, CEO, and controlling shareholder of the company. RSC will make it possible for us to build new AI models that can learn from trillions of examples, understand hundreds of languages, and more. RSC only has 6,080 GPUs at the moment, but they are more powerful than those in the older machine, and it can already train large AI models 3 times faster than its predecessor. Its current performance is about the same as that of the Perlmutter supercomputer at the National Energy Research Scientific Computing Center in California, which is currently ranked number 5 in the top 500 global supercomputer rankings. When RSC is finished, it will have 16,000 NVIDIA A100 GPUs and almost 3 times the power it has now. It is possible to build supercomputers that excel at specific tasks. Meta's machine is optimized for building and running massively parallel AI systems. When it is finished, the world will have more powerful computers, but only a handful and none with the same exact architecture or intended use as this one. Scale and ever more powerful machines have been at the forefront of AI research in recent years. The Megatron Turing National Language Generation Model, one of the largest neural networks, has 530 billion parameters, or about the same number of connections between brain cells. In the future, Meta claims their machine will be able to run models containing trillions of variables. The proposed computer, according to James Knight at the University of Sussex, UK, is massive in size, but may not be able to overcome some of the AI research hurdles. With a system this huge, they'll be able to make larger models, he remarked. There are well-documented difficulties with existing models repeating sexist and racist words or failing simple tests of logical reasoning that simply expanding the size of language models will not address. What's the M word? For more than a decade, Meta has been engaged in AI research. It started the Facebook AI Research Lab in 2013. The FAIR has since made tools for making chatbots, ways to make AI systems forget useless information, and synthetic skin that gives robots the ability to feel touch. The lab's most important contribution to the field is undoubtedly PyTorch, an open-source deep learning framework that has become something of a standard and is now used by developers and data scientists on a variety of platforms. Meta's first AI supercomputer was built with 22,000 NVIDIA V100 GPUs and came out in 2017. The machine's successor is a lot better than it. Meta says that RSC already gives 3 times more performance in large-scale NLP workflows while using less than half of the hardware it will use in the end. In the first phase of the project, 760 NVIDIA DGX A100 server systems with a total of 6,080 GPUs are connected using NVIDIA's Quantum 200 GB a second InfiniBand fabric. The storage tier is 185 PB of all-flash memory from Pure Storage and 46 PB of cache storage spread across Penguin Computing Alta servers. The AI Research Store is FAIR's own storage service that was made just for training data. Once the RSC is finished, the same InfiniBand fabric will connect 16,000 GPUs, making this the largest DGX A100 deployment to date. It'll be served by a caching and storage system with 16 terabytes a second of bandwidth, and it is expected to deliver nearly 5 exaflops of mixed precision computing. We wanted this infrastructure to be able to train models with more than 1 trillion parameters on datasets as big as an exabyte, Facebook's technical program director Kevin Lee and software engineer Shubhu Shingupta wrote on the company's blog. To give you an idea of how big that is, an exabyte is the same size as 36,000 years of high-quality video. Meta's old supercomputer only used open source and publicly available data sets. The company's new machine, on the other hand, will use training data from the real world that comes directly from the people who use the company's platforms. Meta says that the RSC was built from the ground up with privacy and security in mind. For example, the supercomputer has no direct connections to the internet and can only receive traffic from Meta's production data centers. User data is kept private and encrypted all the way from the storage systems to the GPUs. Lee and Singupta said, "We hope RSC will help us build completely new AI systems that can do things like translate voices in real time for large groups of people who speak different languages so they can work on a research project or play an AR game together without any problems." In the end, the work done with RSC will pave the way for building technologies for the Metaverse, which will be the next big computing platform and where AI-driven apps and products will play a big role. The author said that the RSC will also be used to help find harmful content. One of Meta's recent improvements in this area is the use of few-shot learning, which is making it easier to find posts that try to break its rules in new and unexpected ways. But what are the supply chain blues? Many infrastructure projects have been affected by the shortage of chips, and the RSC was no different. RSC started as a completely remote project. In about 1.5 years, the team went from a simple shared document to a working cluster, Lee and Singupta said. COVID-19 and industry-wide wafer supply constraints also caused problems in the supply chain. It was hard to get chips, parts like optics and GPUs, and even building materials, since they all had to be shipped in a way that followed new safety rules. In order to build this cluster efficiently, we had to start from scratch. Along the way, we made a lot of new meta-specific conventions and rethought some old ones. We had to write new rules for how to design our data centers, including their cooling, power, rack layout, cabling, and networking, including a whole new control plane, among other important things. Is the supercomputer market growing? The market for supercomputers is dominated by a small number of large companies. Mortar Intelligence, a market intelligence company, says that HPE, Atos SE, Dell Inc., Fujitsu Corporation, IBM Corporation, Lenovo Inc., NEC Technologies, India Private Limited, and others are some of the key players. The company thinks that the market for supercomputers will grow by about 9.5% between 2022 and 2027. The company also sees the growing use of cloud technology as a major trend in the supercomputer market. This is because supercomputing centers are starting to use the cloud to handle more work. Mortar Intelligence said in a report that the COVID-19 pandemic is driving up the demand for supercomputers, which is driving up the demand for data centers, AI, and ML machine learning in businesses like the government and schools. So, this was all about this video. I hope you like the information given in it, and if you have anything on your mind, feel free to let us know down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to get more videos like this, and hit the bell icon on your way out. Hey, thanks for watching.